I played Stern Pinball's Venom Pro model in 2 different places, and I got 2 different experiences. One place was bad, and the other was... this is probably the worst bang for buck Pro model to date. What's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel where I talk and do everything pinball, and a special thank you to the over 8,400 of you out there that decided to hit the subscribe button down below. Now, I say I played in 2 different places because my first experience at the first location was pretty bad, and I was like, man, I don't want to put this experience all on just this one game. I was like, I want to give this game as much of a fair shot for my first experience and to give you my I played it video with me at least trying to say to you that I tried. I really did. So before I begin, let me get the disclaimers out of the way, and that is number 1. This is not a review. This is merely my current thoughts and opinions and experience with the game. And number 2, I'm well aware that the code is not complete. 0.92, I want to say, just dropped. And number 3, according to Insider Connected, I have 26 games total on this, and my highest score is 647 million. So take all those little tidbits and let that be your salt to sprinkle across this video, but I got a feeling that the video is already going to be a little salty as it is. Anyways, the Venom Pro is going to be a great game on location and for tournaments. It's got essentially everything an operator could ask for. You've got the flashy artwork to draw in the interest of the crowd, as well as fast gameplay that's going to essentially lead to fast game times, for the casuals at least, causing you to have a high turnover, more quarters in the games to continue playing. But for how long? That's the real question. The Pro may have that quick lock system or fast lock system, but it's completely barren of anything interesting to shoot at. There is almost no kinetic satisfaction. We'll scratch that. I mean, for whatever reason, that center ramp was pretty fun to hit, but it will lose its interest and fire over time because you're going to find it pretty easy to repeat over and over again. And I'm going to assume I like it because it's one of the only few times you get to see the ball do anything. This game is literally designed to keep you from watching what the ball does after you make a shot. Either you make a shot and it's coming right back at you, or you make a shot and they are launching a ball into your in lane. I mean, I personally, and I know I'm not the only one, that likes to watch the ball do something cool. Not on this game. The moment your attention is drawn to watching the ball go up a ramp or onto a wire form, it's already launching another ball into your in lane for you to shoot. I mean, these quick locks, they lessen the stop and go of the game, but there's still plenty of stop and go due to all the video transitions and stingers throughout the code. I would rather the quick locks be removed and you give us that center ramp that moves up and down. This would have given me more reason to switch hosts, and it would have made that center shot much funner to shoot towards. Because as it sits on the Pro, you've got a giant, big old open horseshoe to shoot at. Have you ever heard the term hot dog down a hallway?
Do you see the problem here?
Yeah, that hallway is like bizarrely huge.
That right side of the horseshoe typically feeds to the peak of your right slingshot, causing it to bounce, which, in my opinion, kills flow. And I'm sure a lot of you would argue it adds chaos to the game. I mean, to each their own. Does the game shoot well? Yeah, for the most part. But is it fun? Not if you don't know how to play the code. Which brings me to my next point. The code does a horrible job, at this time, assisting you on how to play this game. I mean, unless you want to read through the 31 pages going over the rules, and why haven't I done that? because I'm not a fucking nerd. Look, maybe I'm crazy, but I do not feel like a machine should rely on me to do homework and watch third-party materials like YouTube tutorials in order for me to progress in this game. I mean, not everyone can play this game while they have the machine's coder telling you what to do. I'm looking at you, Joel. I made a point to not watch any videos on this game before I played it for the first time. I wanted to go in as an actual casual to the fullest extent as someone would experience it for the first time on location. But it wasn't until like maybe halfway through my 26 games where I got info from a particular person at one of these locations that informed me on how to progress. And that's where I actually started to get into the game. But I know I cannot be the only one. There are more video tutorials on how to play this game than there are on Foo Fighters right now. I mean, this even includes a video put together by Stern that includes Dwight the Coder and Brian Eddy the designer telling you how to play this game.
Instead of a mode-based game, we have these things called paths. Each host gives you a different path toward the end of the game. Okay, so if I start with Eddie Brock, you'll see that there's various lights out here. There's a yellow, there's a blue, and then there's a white. And there's 3 lights down here, white, yellow, and blue, same pattern. So if I make a yellow shot...
They've never done a promo video like this for any of their other games, not to my recollection at least. I'm sure some of you out there have seen one before, but not to my knowledge. And of course the argument's going to be it's because this is the first game that they've ever had any kind of like level progression and saving progression and stuff like that. But saved progression and picking up where I left off wasn't the problem. Me going into a multi-ball and it telling me to choose which partner I would like to have for my team up, but then not giving me the information on what each one of those particular characters is going to do for me, that's a problem.
And now we go straight into Mayhem Multi-Ball. We're going to take Sleeper as the team up. What Sleeper does is it'll add more time to battles, but it also acts as our add-a-ball.
And how the hell do you know that?
For a multi-ball, which you will see in the upper
Oh,
left-hand corner.
after
on the
you
LCD.
choose your character, it lets you
Now,
know
this is phase
what
one.
they do. Oh, in the corner too, out there.
do this
Oh,
phase
it's so
very
obvious. Another issue I had on the first location I stopped at was that the ball would sometimes bounce off of the right wire form whenever the Vuck launches it over there. It would bounce off and land on the playfield, which honestly isn't that big of a deal. Unless, when you go into the scoop, it puts you into video mode, which essentially kills your flippers for you to play the video mode. Then the ball would launch up the Vuck, bounce off the wire form, onto your playfield, and then drain. Okay. Then whenever the video mode ends, the game thinks that you just lost your ball and starts tallying up your end of ball bonus. So once I got a better idea on how to progress and everything, it was at that point where my only goal was now to just beat Null so I can say that I beat the game and not have to play the pro model anymore. Which is why I mentioned earlier that this game would do well on location, but for how long? Because with players having the ability to pick up where they left off, I feel is going to give this game a short shelf life. I mean, this is coming from someone that plays RPG games. Once I beat it, I'm done. But I would be more inclined to continue playing Venom past beating Null if it was fun to shoot. But the Pro is so stripped of fun that I believe that the Premium is the only way to own this game and enjoy it long term. So chances are when it comes to location plays, I think it's going to do very well in the beginning. And once these players like learn how to play it and they eventually make it through and defeat Null, I think a lot of them are going to be done. And hopefully the code will progress to where it actually does more on assisting players on how to play this game. Or maybe that's going to be part of extending the life of the game is just by making people figure it out. Like the old days. Wait, I just remembered that I didn't read the apron card that's on the machines, especially on Stearns, that typically gives you information on like how to play the game, at least a little bit to kind of get you going. I don't recall ever like looking at that apron card. So chances are there's probably information on there that would have helped me in the beginning. I'll play it more at Expo and get a better idea. But bottom line, is the game fun to shoot? I mean, it's not horrible, but it's also not great either. I mean, I have no interest in it. Now, the premium, on the other hand, could be a game changer. No, literally, the game changes on the premium, which I feel is the biggest fail for the pro. When you have a game and the slogan is, choose your host, change the game. But the only thing that's going to change on the pro is the code. And one of the reasons I play pinball is because it's tactile, mechanical. And we live in a digital world, guys. And pinball is like my escape from that digital world. So the pro model for me at this time is a big no. Have any of you guys played Venom yet? And if you have, let me know what you think about the game down below. But here's a challenge. Tell me without using the word fast. And I swear to God, if you start talking about stacking and combos and all that other tournament nerd talk, I'm gonna fucking scream.